I think I was one of many people who would see NAFA people on talk shows. So Jerry Springer, the Maury Poviches is, and the whole idea of being fat and happy was just like, right. you know, yeah. And then it didn't just stop there. It was, at least I don't look at, it's whole judgment line of, how I looked compared to them, how much I weighed compared to them. Of course they had, just that whole thing. So I know that I noticed that first, that there were people out there that were completely okay with being fat. Even though I couldn't identify myself as a fat person. My exposure to NAFA was more around when I started doing some my own self recovery. So it was just really healing myself, getting to a better place of being okay in my own skin, just finding self acceptance and that kind of thing. And then I came across Marilyn Wan's book, Fatso, and then I came across some NAFA literature, and it was local. There was a conference that was coming up that was local, and I had heard about it, and so I was like, why not? This it can't hurt, It can't. So NAFA was truly my first exposure to any kind of fat community. So I dipped my toe into that and couldn't believe. Really, what I took away mostly was how much time I spent trying to deny that I was fat. Like I was in a place where I could be fat. Where I could, be unapologetically cool with wearing what I wanted to wear, um, being flirtatious, you know, making new friends, just completely, a world I never experienced. As a child, I was pretty introverted. I had a lot of restrictions and stuff in my childhood, and whew, so to be able to just find a community, and I didn't really have a sense of community yet either. So size acceptance was my first community. Really tapping into people who really believed same things or were on at least on the same track. So even if we weren't on the same page with our fatness, we were all there to have a good time. We were all there to learn. We were all there to enjoy the knowledge that was being shared. We were all there for that community. So it was a heavy dose of just being immersed in something that had so much potential, has so much potential. To be just living living a life that it's not my primary focus. It's just really pretty amazing. And so I got involved with NAFA. I did, I would attend some meetings. I would do things periodically, but not on a regular basis. But what that did for me was it made me want to be okay in my own body, and so it made me start looking at people differently. It definitely made me look at me differently, and made me take risks in saying the word fat, in talking about size, in talking about size activism or size diversity, and probably not using that language yet, because that language is really new. It's really more of the current generation of blogging and all that. But it was size acceptance. So to talk about it and to like really be living it. So from there, I just started incorporating little bits and pieces into my life. I started sharing it. I started sharing the possibility that that we didn't have to not be okay in order to be in our bodies. We didn't have to, like, we weren't settling. This wasn't like, Yeah, this wasn't about, settling or saying, okay, well, this is just how my life is going to be. You know, I'm not saying that there aren't lapses in that behavior for myself, but I never feel like I'm there. I never feel like, I've stepped back into before size acceptance, and I have a lot of gratitude around that because I don't know, I really don't know. I don't know how it would have affected my life if I hadn't. I don't know, if I would have dieted myself to death or just been so unhappy with myself that I would even bother to be on the planet.